This is Friday, November the 14th, 2025. Current time 6:14 in p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm getting the video this morning from approximately 8:30ish to 9:30 near market open time. What I had mapped out for like 3 weeks ago now for potential support and resistance was these levels here. The Fibonacci scale retracement is 161.8% level down here. That didn't make support, but I also this morning said it wouldn't be wise to continue to short this, even though like at market open it showed up as being like nothing but sell volume. What would be more wise in hindsight would be to, which I was waiting for 661.03. I was hoping that would make some support this morning or possibly get down to there, but it never did, of course. It is at 9:35. That's when it showed up as being mostly buy volume, and 9:34 is becoming more bullish potentially, and then 9:35 kind of made more concrete evidence. And then this stayed into a bullish way. Then the way I look at it, a lot of times is previous support can become resistance, and that's kind of what happened this morning a little bit. But then it also kept on getting bullish as well. So then it went up to 50% level statistical mean from 3 or 4 weeks ago, and that's also whatever the hell this thing is called, anchored VWAP. The VWAP itself, it's what actually made resistance again, and then it made some support here. The VWAP is usually that's your median level, so it's either going to be sell zone or resistance zone or possible support zone or buy zone, and it just hovered around that for the rest of the day pretty much. It just traded in, out, above, below, close to. So all that, and me knowing that, it wouldn't be wise to take a trade here to expect a massive move in either direction. Down here though, this morning I was like, it should be a buy. And sure enough, it was a buy, it just didn't hit the point I was hoping it would. But, that would have been, in hindsight, it's definitely worth a trade. And I think I messed up too by watching other people's streams and reading chat, and they was like, look at all that bloody market action first thing. Yes, it was nothing but sell volume. It was 1,300,000 shares, it was sell volume. But then just a few moments later, it's 629,000 shares is buy volume. And that just continues to be mostly buy volume and in a bullish way. That was the play of the day. I could torture myself and see what I could have made. And I think on ES2, on one of my previous levels I have mapped off, it also was at that 161.8% level as well. That made some initial support, and then it broke down a little bit below it. But ultimately, 9:30, it became extremely bullish. I'm not sure where I would have got in and got out at, but I definitely would have been more bullish in here somewhere. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I probably would have waited for a pullback maybe. Let's say I got in here and was able to maintain it, and then I was going to use ATR trailing stop as my stop out point, and then let's say that whenever it made that red candle there, then I would have been out. That's $38.50 times 4 times, let's see what it is. Well, it's 50 times whatever I said. That's right. 50 times 40, whatever that is. Yeah, 50 times 40 is $2,000 on one contract. So that wouldn't have been too off bad of a day. Again, on here, it don't even show the volume weighted average prices here, but on the SPY is much further up on the day. So the SPY was the chart to watch for today. But that's all in hindsight what I should have done or could have done or whatever. But I wouldn't be trading off the SPY. I'd be trading off the SP 500 futures. I'd probably have two charts set up. One for SPY and one for this. This one, as far as like the actual positive 1 deviation and or positive 2 deviation and positive 3 deviation, that's much better look at it than the SPY, I think. If it wants to continue this track for possible Monday, then you can be looking at support near 66.52 and resistance possibly at 68.41. That's all just guesstimates in where algorithms could be looking at. That's just, again, it's a point to look at and see that if you see sell volume coming in there, it may be worth a short, not for forever. Anything I look at is always short term. It's nothing long term at all. And then if it happens to get down to 6652 on Monday, then that could be potential for purchasing as well by algorithms. And just for giggles, I'll go over what happened with NVDA today, and you can see where the price level gravitated towards. I this morning I said NVIDIA is technically where it's supposed to be trading at, and it's not going to be huge in either direction or whatever. But for earnings, I'll go real quick again. Potentials to the more extreme sides by minute algorithms, it's 133, 132, 52, and 249.73. That's what I have for potential resistance and supports. I have alerts set for those points. That's going to be an all-time high for NVIDIA, and this is a potential massive move. That percentage there is almost 90%, 87% potential move. That's very huge. Even half that from there to there is about 30% move. So that's extremely massive potential on NVIDIA during earnings in both directions. Again, I don't predict if it's going to go up or down. I like to look at it when it's at more extreme levels and then see if it's possible buy or possible sell. That's all I do. I don't concern myself with where it's at right now, 191.12. That's the gravitational point. That's going to be par for course. There is no statistical advantage of that unless you just happen to pay attention to buy versus sell volume and have some algorithm set up to just, sell at certain points if it drops below some level or something like that, or just keep a watchful eye on it. But again, like right now, there's no statistical advantage for me to get into it at all. And that's usually how it is before earnings. It's supposed to gravitate up here, and even if it don't, and sometimes after earnings, it may gravitate back to that, even if it breaks way above it or way below it. And many algorithms will get, I think that the reason, well, I'm not going to go into great detail about all that, but anyway, that's NVIDIA, and right now it's trading where it's supposed to be. And I think that's what algorithms were expecting, and then right now they don't know what to technically do because it's at the median level. So my guess is that before earnings it will stay around this 191 area, probably within 3 deviations, 194 to 180.72. It will more than likely stay in between here. Me just guessing, in what I've seen in the past, and that may be way off base. But I mean, as long as nothing drastic happens, like some other big bank or something sell all their shares of it or whatever, that may affect it if they did something like that. But it's possible they had wind of something that's going to be negative, and that's a huge potential correction for NVDA if it wants to do down to 161.8% levels. 132 is going to be a drastic loss in market cap. Massive. Alright, hope you're happy, healthy, and well. Goodbye.